Marry, bang, and kill speedrunners edition.
I love having a connection where people are just asking me questions about life things because they genuinely want to know what I have to say.
Do you ever take things slow, IRL, or do you try to speedrun everything through life?
But most people don't know this because you didn't see it on stream.
Where do you see your future? Are you going to keep playing SM64 till you die, or you haven't thought about it yet?
I think it's kind of crazy to think about something like that because who knows what's going to happen.
Of course.
I mean, 2019, we had all the plans in the world to do as much things as possible in COVID, right? And we're still in COVID a year later. So
it's true.
We have no idea what's going to happen. No, I don't think I'm going to play Mario till the day I die. Of course not. Will there even be N64s around 20 years later? Who knows? And if my N64 stops working and I mightn't be able to get another one, who knows what's going to happen? There's going to be new Mario games, that's for sure. And the new Mario games that come out, I would love to try them. And I might love them so much that I might just gravitate towards those games, you know? Who knows? All I know is that if I don't continue playing Mario 64, I would definitely want to continue being a content creator. That's for sure. Because it's not only creating content. A lot of times the people get asked these questions, a lot of their answers usually I just love creating content. It's so fun to create videos and see how people react to them. I love creating content.
Yeah, but why?
Exactly. To me, it's not just about creating content. It's about seeing people ask questions because they're genuinely interested in what I have to say. That is my most interesting aspect of being a content creator.
So that connection that you have with the people.
Yeah. I love having a connection where people are just asking me questions about life things because they genuinely want to know what I have to say because they actually feel like they are learning from what I'm telling them. And I get messages privately on Discord and Twitter and stuff of people literally saying, "Hey, you made me feel so much better yesterday," or "You helped me come out to my parents," you know, stuff like that. It's like, wow. And that's what makes me want to just keep doing this. It's that reaction of people actually caring about what I have to say and what I have to provide.
That must feel really good to feel like you're providing something to people. It's not just that's the thing also, you know, I have people telling me, not because I'm particularly special or whatever, but a lot of people keep telling me like, why don't you stream? Why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? Because up until I have a purpose, I don't want to stream just to stream. You know, I don't want to do something just to do something. I feel like like this project that I'm having right now is phenomenal for me because I get to meet a bunch of like great personalities, you know. For me it's actually super fun. and I get outside of my comfort zone. I'm talking about things that I don't know, and I'm learning about a lot of things I don't know. You know, a week and a half ago I didn't know shit about speedrunners, and I've told Miss Harvey two episodes ago, she said CLG signed a speedrunner, and I said, oh, I'd love to have a speedrunner on my show. I've seen speedrunners before, I've seen speedrun videos, but I don't know anything about it. So then I spent the last week doing research, and I learned so much. And there's so much stuff in the speedrunning that I didn't know about and I still don't know. And it's just interesting. So to me, content creation is what I am discovering. I wish that people would also discover that and be interested the way I was interested and find out these great people and what they do and all of that. And I agree. I think having a purpose to content creation makes it a lot more fun and interesting. Do you ever take things slow, IRL, or do you try to speedrun everything through life?
As mean as that sounds, the answer is actually almost no. Yes, but it's almost It's almost a no. It's funny because when I'm doing stuff in real life outside, even if it's as simple as walking down the road and crossing the street, I would immediately think about it and realize, holy crap.
It's the fastest way to get there.
The meme is right. The meme actually is true. Like, I am anticipating when the light's going to turn red so I could walk past the street and that kind of stuff. And I'm like, I have moments where I've never actually talked about this. It's almost embarrassing, but really funny. I've actually had moments where I would be walking on the sidewalk and there's people in front of me walking, and I have this thought where, I'm going to walk faster than you. I'm gonna be in front of you because I'm always on top. Like I've literally had that thought of like, no, I'm gonna be on top, so I'm gonna walk past you, baby. I'm gonna reach that store before you do.
Always competitive with everything.
It's crazy. And then I sometimes even laugh at myself for thinking that. And other stuff like figuring out the optimal time to leave my apartment so that I meet up with the Uber outside at the same time that it arrives at my place. Like that kind of stuff. I always do that. It's crazy. Or yes. And almost no.
What's the highlight of your career so far? I mean, you would think that it's probably when you got world record, but you got it a few times now, so, and it might not even be that.
The highlight of the career is obviously the world record, but the live one that I did at Break the Record in I think it was actually the 1st of February on 2020.
That must have been surreal.
So it was actually no one. I've said it in my stream before, but most people don't know this because you didn't see it on stream. After I got the world record, and I mean like an hour or two after, I actually called my mom outside the stream room and I cried. I was crying like a baby. I started bawling. And it's not only because I was happy, but because I felt this feeling of
accomplishment.
I felt, yes. No, but what I'm actually talking about is a sad feeling. I actually felt a very overwhelming sadness hit me. And the sadness had to do with the fact that my family wasn't close to me.
Oh.
My family they're all still in Trinidad, and I was in Sweden, very, very far apart, you know? And I just wanted that feeling of like, when I started speedrunning, I was in Trinidad with my family there. And now I'm so far away, doing so great, but I don't have my family here to celebrate with.
Share with.
Yeah, it's a very sudden, sad feeling that hit me, along with this overwhelming, oh my God, what do? I just broke the record and won $12,000. How do I react? And I think the fact that I won so much money too, and I was so excited, and not having my family there to celebrate with was like, it's very overwhelming. It's a ton of overwhelming feelings. And I broke down. And oh yeah, on top of that, I was actually going through a very bad time that weekend. I had insane insomnia for some reason. I've never experienced insomnia before. I'm the king of sleeping. I love sleeping. I do it all the time that I can. So when I got there during the event, I could not sleep all weekend. It was probably mostly, I would guess, the feeling of nervousness and kind of realizing I can do this. I could actually get world record. So having that thought, I could not sleep. Every time I was gonna like fall asleep, my body would jolt and I would wake up again, and that was just happening.
The anxiety to perform, right?
Yeah, I probably had like 5 hours of sleep in those 3 days total.
But you know what though? I found that, and it's happened to me before, and I've played in some leagues on Counter-Strike, and the nights that I feel like when you're so tired that you can't stress anymore, you know?
Yeah,
like,
that's actually probably what happened. Yeah.
That you're just focused on the game because you're too tired to start overthinking and doing things.
Yeah. The problem was the combination of the nerves and the not sleeping. I actually got sick. Like I had like a stomach bug. My stomach was hurting a lot, and I was feeling ill and nausea and stuff. On the day that I got the world record too, which I can't believe, because how did I get a world record with feeling all those things? So feeling sick, not sleeping, and worried about not sleeping the next night, and that my family wasn't there, and I felt alone and overwhelmed because I just won a bunch of money. And yeah, I just broke down really hard. But it still would be by far the best moment of my speedrunning career. I don't know if anything could beat it, honestly.
Was that your first live event?
No, God, no.
You've done a bunch.
Wait,
yeah.
Was it my first live event that I performed?
That you participated in, yeah.
Competitively speaking, it was my second.
Okay.
The first actual live speedrunning competitive event with prize pools in like a speedrunner versus another speedrunner setting.
Yeah.
Was Pace 2019, which was run by the Global Speedrun Association, GSA, which I'm actually on the staff of. So I actually work with GSA. I started GSA along with 2 other people, along with like 6 other people actually. And we ran the first competitive event, PACE 2019, and I competed in the top 4 for the 70-star Mario 64 league that we had. And we did like the top 4 live at this event. And it was amazing. And then about 8 months later, it was Break the Record. But Break the Record format was the first of its kind, though. So technically, yes and no. The format of Break the Record was different because it was like 3 days. You have this amount of time, and you do your runs on your own pace.
So you keep going. You do as many as you want.
Do whatever you want.
Okay.
PACE 2019 was a one-on-one race. All right, now we have Cheese versus D whatever. Whoever wins
moves up. Got it.
Yeah, it was like a normal bracket kind of situation. And we realize now that the Break the Record format is actually the best speedrun format, probably competitively, because speedrunning is so unique and personal that it makes a lot more sense just letting the runners do their runs on their own comfortable time and then getting the best times and making the placings according to the best times, because that's the most grassroots speedrunning approach to a competitive setting.
Makes sense. So the idea is, obviously, if you break a world record, it's great, but for that competition, it's just whoever gets the best time.
Yes, basically.
Yeah, it sounds like
whoever beats the other person.
Yeah. And it runs 24/7. Like for those 3 days, you can run whenever.
No,
you want.
it was like a
10
or 12 hour period. It started like 9 in the morning and ended 9 at night.
Got it.
And you could do your run whenever in between that. Yeah.
Must be pretty cool to watch too, right? Was there a bunch of viewers that were watching?
Yeah. Oh my god! I think during my run there was about 20 to 25,000 people watching.
Wow.
yeah. And we were also on front page, I believe, so that helped.
Yeah, for sure. All right, the true questions here. I've done this last week, and it actually made me laugh, so I'm going to do it again, and we're going to do a Speedrunners edition. Marry, bang, and kill Speedrunners edition.
Oh, no. Okay, I'm down.
At first, I wanted to do the Mario characters, but I'm like, you know what? It's funnier with other speedrunners.
This is hard. Oh, no. Okay. Which speedrunner would I marry? Jeez, Lord. Right off the bat, Simply is my best friend. And like, Simply is actually like one of those really nice, down-to-earth people. And if he doesn't like you, he would tell you. And he would just not talk to you, right? And because he's so down-to-earth, and because I know his family well, and they're extremely down-to-earth, I can't not marry Simply. You know, he's just the perfect husband, in my opinion. So I definitely have to marry Simply.
I'm trying to create some bromance over here.
Would I bang? So I made jokes on my stream about Dowski, who is the 0 and 1 star world record holder. I always made jokes about him being the hottest Mario runner and that he's very sexy. So I probably would have to bang Dowski. And kill.
That's the part where you make enemies.
Who would I kill? It's funny because the name that comes to my mind immediately is Punkation. I think I would kill Punkay just for the memes. But it'd be a good one to kill because he's always been my biggest competition. And I'll be less worried if he's around. So I would kill Funkation, yeah.
That makes sense. All right, thanks for joining us. This is the end of The Alias. Join us tomorrow at 7 for the Let's Chat segment where we talk about some serious matter.